Yes, I'm back. Today, I'd like to discuss suspected white supremacist snitches. Alright, now I know y'all most likely seen the picture that was leaked of Malia Obama, Moist Ass Obama's oldest daughter, who was looked like she was hitting a blunt or a joint at what was it, Palooza, some shit. And that the little chick who leaked the photo was allegedly one of Malia's friends. Her name was like Jorgen. I don't know how to pronounce the bitch's name, but discussion is, you guys, if you guys are out there who have white friends, y'all need to be careful around these white people, man. Y'all, your so-called white friends, because they'll leave you out to dry. Something like this chick, or if, say y'all get pulled over or something and you got some contraband or something in the car, you know it ain't yours, and it could be your white friend's car or whatever. Your white friend's most likely gonna make you take the fault. And if he doesn't make you take the fault, the police, they're gonna make you take it either way. This happened, man. This happened to my dumbass cousin. I'll give you an example. His dumbass, he's like 15. His dumbass was at not a baseball field, at a park. And he was with some white people, some of his little white friends. And they broke some type of lamp. Not lamp, I don't want to say a lamp. It was some type of lighting. Like, y'all probably know what I'm talking about, like how parks have those little lights. And they were breaking them. And it was caught on film because, of course, the park they were at had surveillance. So I don't know if the cops were called, or I believe they were called. And they took I don't know if they took all of them to the police station, but long story short, the cop deleted the filming of the white boys breaking the lighting and kept the filming of my cousin breaking the lighting, and charged him and made his mom pay the fine. See, this is how white supremacy works. This is how the dominant society of white supremacy works. Because they always have a society to back them up, to cover up the fuckery they do. But us as melanoid people, we don't have that. So I said we gotta be careful when you hanging around these Europeans, because they got a system that's gonna always back them up and get them out of fucked up situations. And it's not gonna be the same case for you. I learned that shit early, super early. I can't remember. It was something that happened to me in elementary school, but I vividly remember this in high school because I'm not too far from graduating high school. I went to a trade school, and me and my European friend, he's still my friend. He doesn't live by me. I moved to a different city, so we keep in contact via social media. But anyway, we were riding this Bobcat, and he had ramped it up to like full throttle speed, and he was like, we was basically mudding, kinda, not really, but we was being dumbasses, just doing donuts and shit. But he was the driver, I was just the passenger, and I believe it was the principal and the superintendent had caught us because for some reason they were outside and they seen us, so they came around to our shop area and stopped us. And the principal and them, they weren't tripping on me because they seen him driving. So they was like, so you was driving? They was talking to my European friend. He admitted what he did. He's like, yeah, it was me. I was being stupid, driving like a maniac. And so they said, okay, you go to the office. You talking to me. They told me to go back to class. And we had a sub that day. So the next day, our teacher comes back. He's European, of course. His little puss ass. He pulls me to the side like, Yeah, so I hear you and uh, I don't want to say his name. You and this person were in the Bobcat driving like maniacs. I'm like, okay, but I wasn't the fucking driver. What's the name was? I'm saying what's the name because I don't want to say his name. And he was like, yeah, but you knew what he was doing. You could have told him to stop. He's saying it like I had some type of African voodoo mind tricked on him, like he was a fucking robot and I was controlling him. And so this asshole gives me ISS. And yeah, you could say I was guilty by association, but it's not like we did anything. So we didn't wreck it. We didn't fucking kill anyone. We were just doing donuts, and he was the driver. But yet, I still get ISS for that. So I'm like, oh, okay. So this is a different type of set of rules for me and Europeans, because if the script would have been flipped, if I was driving, saying I would have just got punished to the max, and then he would have just got. I mean, he probably would have made him write a report or something, but he wouldn't have gave him. I'm 90% sure he wouldn't have gave him ISS for being a pastor. But since I was a man of melon, and of course, the narrative was I controlled him, like I made him do it, like he doesn't have a fucking mind of himself. It was all my fault, and I had to go to ISS. Fuck Mr. Carroll, that was the teacher's name, his little puss ass. I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. But I digress on that fuck boy. Yeah, I'm not saying that. Really, moist ass Obama need to hold this L for his daughter for not teaching her the game about these. Cause the chick who did it, she gloatingly was bragging on social media that she was a fucking narc. She was bragging that she snitched on Malia. And she's probably doing worse shit than her. Weed ain't, number one, they were in Illinois. Weed is decriminalized there, so we can already debunk that fuckery. And number two, white people, Europeans do worse shit than weed. Like, man, I'm telling y'all. Look at, y'all want to come at president's family members. What about the Clintons? Bill Clinton's brother has been arrested. Shit, who knows how many motherfucking times for DUIs. I heard that motherfucker's on meth. And I wouldn't put a pass on it. That's Europeans' favorite drug. But yet, we don't talk about him. Oh, and what about Trump? This little pussy ass with his immigrant ass, ugly ass Arnold Schwarzenegger sounding hoe that he calls a wife. He got 1 million baby mamas. Now, if that was moist ass Obama with 1 million baby mamas, he'd have been looked at as a nigga, aka a thug, because that's a term for nigga. A stereotypical black man. Look at the blacks. He's setting a good example, because the blacks have a whole bunch of baby mamas, but yet we're just gonna forget about slavery when Massa was strong arming our women for the pussy and neglecting those children. We can just forget about that. That's who taught us how to be fucking deadbeat dads. But I guess that was just so long ago. We're not gonna speak on that. But yeah, man, y'all need to peep the game, man. Be careful around your so-called white friends. They gonna leave you out to dry. OJ's little puss ass learned that the hard way. His little white supremacist suspected buddies hitting him up. Hey, OJ, we know where your stuff is at that was stolen from. You can get it back. They had audio, fucking wires wired up everywhere they went with OJ to snitch on his ass. Got him all them years in prison. Well, granted, I don't give a fuck because y'all heard me in my other video. I can give two shits about OJ. Fuck OJ. Did it to Bobby Christina. Leaked photos of her hitting bongs and snorting lines. Her little white supremacist suspected friends. They do that. They see that's what I'm telling. We need to get on code because they got a code. You will rarely see white supremacists snitch on each other. They'll take their evil demonic actions to the grave. They will not snitch on each other. They never snitch on. There's only a couple instances that I can think of off the top of my head. One is Michael Phelps. His little puss ass friends leaked him hitting the bong, which they swept that under. That wasn't a big deal because he had no melanin in his skin. But Odin Smith, it was a big deal with his blunt on Periscope. And there was another situation. Fuck, I had it in my head like 2 seconds, but I can't remember right now. But anyway, moral story, they rarely rat on each other. But when it comes to people of melon, you doing dirt with your white friends, they'll quickly pull that white card out and say, it was all him. He put me up to it. He was so strong and aggressive. I was in fear of my life, so I thought if I didn't do it, he would hurt me. You know, that narrative. So they'll always leave you out to dry. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be careful with these white folk, man. They'll fuck you over in a quick second, especially for $1. Cause that's most likely what the bitch did that for, to Malia. Took that video and them pictures to the tabloids. Got it some racks for him. Saying she probably cashed out a little bit. And that's how they do it. Shit, she probably did it for free. Just to throw dirt and just to try to destroy the image of the Obamas. Which I can give two shits about the Obamas, because they have done nothing for people in melon but contribute to our oppression and genocide. But I just thought I'd tell y'all that, give y'all the game, tell y'all be careful with your so-called European friends. Let me know what y'all think. Get in the comments, like, subscribe, share the video.